How we doing, 1101? Gonna try to make this a short, briefer video than in videos past. Just want to give you the bare basics here. So you'll notice that we have moved on to our next mode of discourse. We have started with narrative, we went to descriptive, and now we are in argument and persuasion, okay? So I consider this, as the announcement says, to be the heartbeat of the class, okay? Because whenever we write something, whenever there's purpose behind our writing, there's kind of an argument built into it, okay? And what I mean by that is we have a point. Whenever we write something with intention and purpose, there's a point that we are trying to communicate to an audience, to a reader, to someone with whom we are having a conversation, okay? We're always trying to, kind of give our opinion and give evidence or substance, justification for why we believe what we believe, okay? So that was kind of implicit in the narrative and the descriptive. I mean, there might have been some method of persuasion in those two essays that you wrote. The descriptive, by the way, as of you all viewing this video, is in the can. 2-week turnaround on that. And I will get to grading some backlogged work, your descriptive work, this week as well. But back to the point, the argumentative persuasive is going to be explicitly delivering your point and supporting it, okay? The readings for this week and the reader are in the argument persuasion unit. Two classics, one from the 18th century that is still in circulation today for good reason. It's a master class in satire, okay? This is A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, okay? Then we have a 19th century writer, William Hazlitt, who has been called among the best essayists in the English language. His essay called On the Pleasure of Hating. That's right, hating. So let's take the latter one first, the William Hazlitt one. So when you guys read that, I'm not having you read these things as manuals to hate, okay? That would be insane, okay? What Hazlitt kind of does in that piece is he kind of talks about how we get, how do we feel? What do we feel when we get angry or hateful? What is that sensation like, okay? And today, as we seem to be so divided politically and culturally, and you guys can speak to this, you're only human, just like me, we do get kind of a little high, if you will, off of telling off the other side or engaging in a heated argument or something like that, and it gets our emotions all riled up, okay? And we get kind of high on hatred, okay? Hatred, as a content creator whom I really like says, is the devil's cocaine, okay? Or anger is the devil's cocaine, whatever the quote is. But I think that's a really interesting quote. Once you start hating, it kind of feeds off of itself, and it's really hard to put a stop to it, okay? So Hazlitt kind of interrogates and explores that emotion of hatred, okay? Then with the Jonathan Swift one, it's satirical. And what I mean by satire, we might use this term pretty loosely. Satire is using sarcasm and irony to express your dissatisfaction of the state of the world or state of affairs of some variety, okay? So when I'm being satirical, okay, I am being ironic. I am saying or doing the thing that I really mean the opposite of. For example, in A Modest Proposal, Swift's writer, okay, the essayist of the piece, not Jonathan Swift himself, he kind of takes on this persona in the piece, is satirical because, okay, so he does say, I know how to get rid of the poverty situation in Dublin. Let's eat the poor. Now, when you hear that, it's ridiculous on its face, is it not? Okay? He's not being serious, guys, okay? That is just a method to get you, the reader, engaged in the text. Once you come across that, you double take, like, oh, what? Eat babies? Absurd, evil. and rightly so. Of course it is, okay? But if you notice in that, he actually lays out his actual solutions, how to solve the poverty problem, how to keep money in Dublin and not, you know, send money outside of the country. He's kind of, kind of a patriot, okay, for Ireland. So see if you can locate in there his actual solutions, and they are there, okay? If he just went on a rant about, eating babies and turning young flesh into gloves and things like that, well, we would be horrified to the point of there being no point in reading this thing because it would just be sadistic, okay? But there is a point to it. The shock value is there, but that's a rhetorical move. That's his way of grabbing you in, kind of shaking you by the lapels, saying, hey, now do I have your attention? Okay? And what does he say we should, as Dubliners at the time, do to solve these social injustices? So I'm reading responses, and it is shocking, right? So I don't, take exception at that. Of course, it's shocking. But don't walk away from this thinking that the writer, Jonathan Swift, in his heart of hearts, is actually pro-cannibalism, because it's not true, okay? So satire is, you have to have kind of a keen ear for it, all right? But once you notice it, you could start to pick it out, okay? So those two things, and then there's an SEC exercise in, it's chapter 3.8, okay? And it asks you to engage with various points that the book has, engaging in counterpoint and establishing a thesis statement, things like that. So those two exercises, the discussion board with the 1101 reader pieces, and then the SEC work, those will be due by Tuesday, next Tuesday the 9th. Due by due by Sunday, though, is our next blog. Okay, remember, blog points are for extra credit on your research essay. Okay, the blog this week is asking you to pick your favorite piece from the descriptive unit, the E.B. White piece and the Bickman Nguyen piece. About the research paper, that's coming up. First, we're going to write an argumentative persuasive paper. Okay, that's not this week, but the following week. Okay, so this week you guys should be thinking about what you might want to argue. Okay, some things we want kind of struck off the docket, so to speak. We don't want pro or anti-abortion, or pro or anti-marijuana legalization, raise or lower the drinking age, gay marriage, global warming. All the things we've heard a million times, you want to skip. Think of something original. Maybe, heck, what are we arguing about right now? That the election was fraudulent, okay? And people have evidence for that. I believe it's the Dominion voting machines were misappropriating the votes from Trump to Biden. So maybe that's something, because that's something we're talking about right now in the culture, okay? So try to pick something fresh and original, all right? And I encourage you all to email me, hey, I'm thinking about arguing for or against this topic, okay, whatever it is. And we'll sign off, say if it's acceptable or not. But you guys have to email me and let me know. And very few of us have emailed me throughout these first few weeks, me encouraging you all to do that. So I haven't really heard a lot from many of you, so I encourage you to check in with me, okay? Some of you are falling behind, not doing your work, so I'm trying to do what I can to get you motivated, but ultimately that is something you have to do and be responsible for, okay? If I could help you out, I will. You just got to reach out and let me know, okay? But I'm going to keep it there. A blog opportunity this week, due by Sunday, 2 assignments, a discussion forum and an SCC exercise, all having to do with argument and persuasion, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Sign off. Tip of the hat. I will see you all next week. Enjoy your week. Till then, bye-bye.